Hey Polish Pals! Today I'm doing something a little bit different. No intro here, but this is going to be a super fun video. Today I'm trying to dupe my PPU wish list. Not all of them necessarily in the style of my Can I Dupe It videos, which I've done on the channel in the past. I did also do a little bit of shopping my stash to see if any polishes could scratch the itch for any of the polishes that I have on my wish list. Personally, I've never tried to dupe my whole polish pickup wish list before. Usually I try to dupe a polish after I have FOMO for it, after I've already missed it. And this time I have a huge wish list and I want to see if anything in my collection could keep me from buying polishes. I thought this would be fun to attempt, and I was really shocked with my results, so I've got to share with you. The first polish I have here is a really new one in my collection, and this one actually reminds me of two polishes on my wish list. That is the Beau Rev's This Ends With Us polish, as well as the Chameleon Nails Daughter of the Old Kingdom polish. This polish, like the Chameleon polish, is also a thermal polish. While this polish currently kind of looks like the Beau Rev's polish, this polish is similar to the Chameleon Nails in the way that this is actually a solar thermal polish. The Chameleon Nails is a normal thermal polish, meaning it is just activated by the heat or cool on your nails, whereas this Danglefoot polish is a solar thermal. So I have a UV light here where I can show you that effect. Here you can see that this does go into a darker pink for the solar thermal effect. So this one kind of reminds me of the Chameleon Nails and the Beau Rev's lacquer as if it is a combined polish. So this polish kind of kills two birds with one stone, as the horrible old saying goes, but this one kind of scratches the itch for both of these, and I think that this polish, since especially it is a new polish that I still have yet to try, I think I need to try this one first before I go and jump to grab those two other ones. Here is a swatch of that one, and I did get this opaque in 3 coats. I really do like the solar thermal effect on this one. And here it is with that brighter pink in the solar state. This next gorgeous red polish that does have this beautiful golden shimmer in there. Such a pretty jelly. This one is definitely going to scratch the itch for a polish that I'm really eyeballing. That polish being shown in 2 coats is Sassy Sauce Chicago Fire, and this one has that really nice golden shimmer in that like berry base. I feel like this is very similar to Kathleen & Co.'s Follow Your Dreams. That is a polish that I am really eyeballing, and I do not wear a lot of red polishes, but this is one of my very favorite red polishes, and the Kathleen & Co. reminded me a lot of this one, and when I pulled it out, I realized just how similar they are. They may not be exactly the same, but do I need two that similar? Probably not, especially for how much I wear red polishes. So yeah, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and enjoy what I have. The next polish, I have 3 polishes here to try and attempt to get a look-alike, and honestly, I was struggling with this one. I had to resort to finding a look-alike in my collection because I know I have nothing in my collection that I can use to dupe this polish. This is BCB Lacquer's You Shall Not Pass. These 3 polishes are the closest I came to finding polishes similar or anywhere near the realm of this polish, and honestly, I don't really feel like any of them are close enough. And honestly, I haven't worn 2 of 3 of these polishes. I did wear this one in its magnetic state. I did show it here unmagnetized just because I was going for the look of the BCB. And since none of these really do it, I probably will end up getting that one. I just really like the look of that one. And if I have 3 polishes that I feel are in the same realm but don't look anywhere near it, I just feel like I'm attracted to those types of polishes, obviously, so this one I'm feeling like is a yes for me. So I would say this dupe attempt totally failed. That's okay, you can't win them all. The next one is a polish that I'm having a hard time passing on but I have a lot of polishes in this realm. I have a lot of dark, flaky polishes, and I do not wear them very often, so I try not to buy too many of them, but this one, I really loved the theme. This next polish is probably the closest thing in my collection to Cuticula's Dead House. Now, I know it doesn't really look exactly the same or really have too many of the same elements, but it has some, and to me, I feel like it is close enough to scratch the itch, especially since I don't really wear polishes like this very often. I'm just very attracted to the way that they look. This one is called So Jealous, and this one is actually a Linby Designs. This was a group custom for the All the Polishes Facebook group, and this is a really beautiful polish. I still have yet to wear this polish, and I don't want the cuticula to come home with me to end up being another purple jelly polish with flakies in it that I don't wear very often or ever. So I'm gonna let this one scratch the itch for this polish. This definitely is a really pretty dark flaky polish. It's got all these beautiful reflective glitters in here as well. So I need to go ahead and try this polish. This next Shifty red berry looking polish is actually a polish that I'm going to let scratch the itch for two of the polishes on my wish list. This polish is Phoenix Hellfire, and this is a gorgeous multi-chromatic jelly red type of polish. This one I'm going to let scratch the itch for a couple polishes on my wish list, even though they are not exactly the same. I feel like for somebody that rarely wears the berry red tones, I'm going to let this one scratch the itch for Emily DeMolly's Dead as a Doornail, even though it's very different. I feel like if I throw a silver glitter or a white glitter on top, it would scratch the itch for me. And then I also feel like Phoenix Eclipse, I have pictures here of the unmagnetized version of that polish because it is a magnetic. I feel like it is extremely similar to this polish, unmagnetized, and to be honest, I can count the amount of magnetized manicures that I've worn on one hand, so I'm not going to let the magnetization of the polish make me buy that polish. This is close enough for me. For the next polish on my wish list, I did combine these two polishes. I have China Glaze Mind the Gap, which I did a swipe over, Dermalect, which I believe this polish to be Verdure, but I may be wrong. It is a really nice, like, piney green cream polish, and this was the result. And I'm trying to dupe Hearts and Promises 5 People in Heaven. I feel like this is extremely close. Maybe the golden shimmer is not as strong, or maybe it is just the lighting. Here in the flash, you definitely get a little bit more of that gold sheen and shimmer. I don't really wear golds or grungy greens very often, even though I really love both of those colors, oddly enough. So I think that this dupe is going to work for me. It's not exact, like I said, but it is a really close lookalike, and I like the little bit of twinkle extra here that I'm getting. There's like a little blue twinkle or something in here, and I'm really liking that. I have another duo of polishes here. I have Sinful Colors Bite and Juleps Francis. These two polishes I felt came really close to the polish I was intending to dupe. This combo was meant to be a lookalike or dupe to Monarch Lacquer's Muncha Muncha. That one is definitely a really interesting one, and I felt like this came really close in that realm. I really, really love this combo, and I don't think I had ever tried Sinful Colors Bite as a topper, and this makes me want to play with that a lot more. I loved this combination, so I'm definitely gonna let this scratch the itch for the Monarch. The next two polishes, while they have very different flakies, I was going for the blue flaky look, specifically like an aquatic blue. These do not have quite the tealy look that the one that I am going for has. The one I'm talking about is Nailed It's Flicker and Flash. While both of these are really pretty blue flakies, they both have a little bit of that black fleck, whereas Flicker and Flash does not. And so I feel like they do have a little bit of a difference, but I'm just going to allow myself to enjoy what I have for this one. I'm thinking that maybe if I play around with the flaky toppers that I have over a sheer type of teal, maybe I could even come up with a dupe. But honestly, I'm not too concerned about it for this one because these aren't even the only blue flakies that I have in my collection. Blue flakies are actually one of my favorite types of polishes, and I have quite a few of them. So these two are just the closest to what I could think of in my collection that comes to this Nailed It. So I'm going to let myself enjoy what I have for this one. Same with the next one. I have two polishes here that I feel come close enough to the look that I don't need to exactly dupe it. I feel like these are both really close to Paint It Pretty Polishes Little Critter. That's another one I was really looking at, especially for winter. It's so icy and cool toned. I love it. And I feel like both of these maybe don't look exactly the same. They're not dupes, but they have the same vibe. They have that cool, icy, chill look. And I think I'm going to use what I have here. I do have bands on both of these bottles telling me I have not worn either of these polishes yet, so I definitely need to try what I have here instead of buying another one in this category. I know it looks silly, but these are the two that I am using to kind of trick myself out of buying the Nailed It polish, and these are the two that I am using to trick myself out of buying Little Critter. Now the rest of these polishes were used to try to dupe one polish, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. I pulled all the polishes that I felt had a similar vibe or color combination. However, as you can see, these polishes are all pretty different, even though the colors in the bottles are the same. There's like a greeny, tealy type of element, as well as there's like a fiery orange type of element. However, each of them are extremely different when you actually get them on the nail. I have Drogon by Moonshine Manny. I have The Mermaid's Cove by Lemming Lacquer, and I have Join Me, My Garden Needs Tending by BCB Lacquers. This one coming from the indie box, the other two coming from Hella Handmade Creations. Here are those three side by side. You cannot tell me that those are anywhere near the same when you actually get them on the nail. They all have extreme differences, and honestly, none of them really look like the polish that I'm trying to dupe. The polish I'm trying to dupe is Whatcha Battle of the Labyrinth. I did recently get two teal flaky polishes. I got Monarch Love Language and Bluebird Surprise Surprise, and I had an idea. This polish had both the black fleck that I wanted and those fiery flakies. So I tried this as a topper. I started with each of those teal flakies and then did one swipe of the BCB lacquers over top. And I really love the way this turned out. I feel like this definitely gives a very similar look when you see it side by side to the swatch photos of the actual polish I'm trying to dupe. I also tried the BCB lacquers first with the Flaky Bomb jelly style teal polishes on top, and honestly, I don't mind the way that looks either. I feel like all four of those attempts could be good contenders for options to scratch the itch for this polish, especially since I really don't wear teal polishes very often, and a lot of times I don't like the way they look on my skin tone, so I don't want to buy another bottle of teal polish just to not love it. So I really do like the way these combos look, and I'm gonna let this scratch the itch for this polish. But that is kind of my shop my stash or dupe attempts for my Polish Pickup August wish list. I honestly feel like this greatly helped me reduce my list, and it was a really fun process too to kind of look at what I have and play around with them a bit. especially with all these new polishes in my collection. But this was definitely a really fun video for me, and I hope it was for you as well. How is everybody's wish lists coming along? If you're shopping PPU, I'd love to hear what you are thinking about grabbing this month, or maybe some polishes you have talked yourself out of. But that wraps it up for this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until next time, friends, thanks so much for hanging with me.